You're listening to the Simplifiers podcast, where we take topics in business and in life and simplify them. Award-winning event producer and educator Mary Baird-Wilcock, CSCP, will help you break it all down, figure it out, and spark you to do the thing. It's time to simplify. Here's your host, mentor, and undercover superhero, Mary Baird-Wilcock.
Hello and welcome back to the Simplifiers podcast. Congratulations, you've caught on to what thousands around the world are realizing. When you simplify your work and life, you thrive. And on Fridays, we release a short bonus episode highlighting a super thought of the day. These mini episodes will help you spark new ideas, new ways of thinking, or simply challenge some old beliefs that you might have. And today, I want to share my top 5 lessons learned from Brené Brown herself at the Mom 2.0 Summit in 2019. What an incredible conference, you guys. If you're a content creator of any sort, whether it's blogging, podcasting, vlogger, or otherwise, you'll definitely want to put this one on your radar for 2020. Though I have to admit a little bit of a secret. My inner 8-year-old self was a bit scared to be there. I was invited to speak on a panel sharing what I know about podcasting. You guys, that part wasn't the scary bit. In fact, it was the inner fear of feeling like, well, I just didn't belong there. I wouldn't call myself a mommy blogger prior to attending the conference. Just the phrase alone made me shudder a bit. I was afraid I wouldn't fit in, wasn't wearing the right clothes. My selfie game was the equivalent of my 3rd grade school photo, and well, that I just would stick out like a sore thumb. The good news is I was flat out wrong. And one of my favorite bits of the conference was when Brené Brown was on stage. So here's my top 5 lessons learned at Mom 2.0 Summit. Number 1, you belong. No, really, you do. In a sea of 1,000 women coming from all walks of life, I realized quickly there wasn't one look that was the right one there. I met women of all shapes and sizes, trans and non-binary included. I really appreciated seeing diversity in the speaker lineup and, more importantly, in the conversations that we had around the table. It didn't matter if you had 80,000 followers on Instagram or 800, you belonged. So kick that stinking thinking to the curb and introduce yourself to a complete stranger the next time you're in a buffet line at a conference. You guys, you might never know who you meet. Which leads me to number 2, be brave. What you're doing matters. And keynote speaker Brené Brown reminded me of the importance of telling people with your outside voice what your big, crazy, audacious goal is that you want to accomplish with your work. For her, it was all about helping people worldwide open up and have a real conversation about shame, courage, and vulnerability. Even if it seems totally 100% bonkers out there, just tell people. I mean, Brené happened to tell Laura, a gal who did the school run with her 10 years ago. And you know what? Guess what? That very same lady is the primary event organizer for Mom 2.0. So tell people, tell everyone. You just never know who's going to come alongside you and help you get there. Number 3, everything is a debit or a credit. Brené says that this is true about every single decision that you make in your work and in your life. Before you say yes to an opportunity, take a moment to ask yourself, is this going to be a good or bad experience for you, your primary mission, and your brand? Sure, you could do more, but does all that travel and staying up super late at night after night, really serving you in reaching your one big quarterly goal that you've set? It's either a debit to your resources, your mental health, or to your wallet, or a credit to various accounts, physically, mentally, financially, or otherwise. So choose wisely. Number 4, expectations are resentments waiting to happen. Actually, Anne Lamott said that, but the second Brené made mention of this quote, you could hear the audience audibly gasp. What clarity, what simplicity and truth. My goodness, how often we forget this. That quote stuck with me long after her talk, and so I took some time to process my thoughts on how my unspoken expectations might be doing a number on not only my relationships both with my coworkers, but also with my family. As Brené says, I can play that movie all the way to the end, imagining what the outcome would look like if I continued to not voice my feelings and thoughts. Or, on the flip side, what would the positive outcome be if I tried something different? So play your movie to the end. Are you making the best decision here? Could you release your expectations and trust your team to do a good job nonetheless? It's worth a ponder. And finally, number 5, the 5 C's in decision making. Brené mentioned that this is the framework that she and her team uses when making sound business decisions. And the 5 C's are this: 1, color, as in the what. 2, context, as in the why. 3, connective tissue. What is it connected to? 4, what's the cost of doing it? And 5, what's the consequence of not doing it? I mean, what a brilliant way to drill down to the core details, get the 411, and decide swiftly on opportunities that cross her desk. So she mentioned that she's a recovering, problematic perfectionist, and that even 20 plus years into her career, she still finds herself smack dab in the middle of tiny decisions like what font they should use for graphic design, or the exact wording in her email newsletter. And so this 5 C's framework really helps her gain clarity fast and be well informed when making the final decision. Brilliant. Okay, guys, just one final whisper just for me to you, dear friend, coming closer. You do belong. You are brave. You have what it takes to make smart decisions in your career, figuring out if it's a true debit or when it's a life-giving credit. You know your unspoken expectations are bubbling under the surface. So get them up and out. Share them with courage and vulnerability. Spark a conversation and see where it takes you. You might be pleasantly surprised. And you now know how to make educated decisions in 5 simple steps, just like Brené. 1 foot in front of another. Answer the call to courage. You have everything you need within arm's reach. And remember, as Brené says, vulnerability is hard and it's scary and it feels dangerous, but it's not as hard, scary, or dangerous as getting to the end of our lives and having to ask ourselves, what if I would have shown up? What if I would have said, I love you? So show up, be seen, answer the call. You can do this. I believe in you. It's time to simplify. If this thought of the day inspired you, I want you to snap a photo of you doing the thing and send it to me via Instagram, either privately or publicly. Just tag the Simplifiers, and I'll be your virtual accountability buddy in your quest to simplify your life. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more of this awesome goodness coming to you automatically on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, if you'd like to be featured in a future episode, simply click over to thesimplifiers.com and send me a voicemail. We've added a fancy little button on our website where you can record a voicemail through your phone or your laptop, and then we can feature you on a future episode. So we want to know, what's one tip that's helping you simplify your work or life these days? I mean, maybe it's a new morning routine that's really working for you, or a great book that you're loving these days, or maybe you've simplified smoothie making, and if that's the case, I am all ears. Leave us a message and tell us your name, your business name, if you own one, what city in the world you're tuning in from, and tell us how you're simplifying. So go to thesimplifiers.com and click on the Send Mary a Voicemail button. Easy peasy, super simple. And thank you. Also, big thanks to our undercover superheroes at the Simplifiers podcast that help us create these episodes for you each and every week. Susan Marie, our podcast editor, Jeffrey Lynn, our video editor, Janine Yardley, she's our show notes editor, and Leiden Yardley, our director of brilliance. Manminder Athwal is our blogger. Our advisory board includes Aubrey Nowitzki, Chris Justice, and George Mills. And I'm your host, Mary Baird-Wilcock. Thank you so much for listening and telling your peeps about us. As always, friends, keep things simple.
Thanks for listening to the Simplifiers podcast. Find the show notes for this episode and all others at thesimplifierspodcast.com. Know someone in your life who needs to simplify? Be a hero and share our podcast with them. And we will see you here next time. As always, keep it simple.